Hey friend, welcome back to another video. If you're coming from my Eterna versus F-Log comparison, welcome. If you aren't, then go back and watch that because it's going to provide some helpful context to know about the footage that we're using here. So the footage that we're editing today is Eterna shot on dynamic range of 400. There is some F-Log footage, and that's for a reason, because what I'm going to show you today is a handful of things. The first, as we go throughout the process, I'm going to show you a better way to speed up your color grading process in Davinci Resolve, a better way to batch color grade. There are 3 separate tricks with this, and I will show you each of those as we go throughout our process, and then I'm going to show you how to edit with and without LUTs. Some of the LUTs will just be for conversion from log to standard, and others will be creative, and they will be my LUTs. So if you'd like to support, go check them out. And if you don't want to support, then I'll show you how to edit and how I color grade anyway. So let's dive in. Let's just start editing some footage. Okay, I already have the color tab pulled up here, and I'm gonna go to my primaries window. When I'm showing you all of this, please know I'm not a professional colorist, so this may not be perfectly technical. I'm going to minimize my clips, and I'm going to open up my LUTs, and I'm going to apply my Fujifilm LUT on this footage here because it's meant for standard picture profiles, and it's meant as a creative LUT and a base for any grade. So starting with that, it already looks really good. I like the way the waveform is coming together, but I'm going to bring down the gain just a touch, and the tree has a little bit too much shadow. So I'm just going to bring down my lift here, and that's shaping up to be a great image right away. But I do think maybe I could enhance the image just a bit by adding a little bit of a warmer green tone to the whole image, but then maybe in the log tab, this is where I'm going to do some fine tuning here. I can add a little bit more of a pink tone to the highlights because this sunset was incredibly warm and pink and vibrant here in Kansas, and so that was really beautiful. And I think highlights being a little bit more magenta, pink, warm would be a better representation. So that was really fast. I'm super happy with that before and after. I love that color grade. Now let's say I want to paste that on everything just as a base layer. So what we're going to do is we're going to press Option 1. And what that does is it adds it to a memory function. Now when I go to a new clip and I press Command 1, it's going to paste that grade, but it's going to paste the whole node graph. So if I have more nodes on here and I say Option 1 or even Option 2, you can make as many as 9, and then you press Command 2, it pastes the whole node graph in here. And there's a little bit of a quirk. I can't show you right now, but you will end up pasting, I do have it actually already turned on. You will end up pasting your stabilizer. So you'll see that right there, that little tracker symbol. When you paste this memory function, it copies and pastes the stabilizer. So make sure that before you do this, you have turned off the stabilizer. You've bypassed it, or you just haven't done it yet. So now let's add this to Option 1. And now I'm going to click on this, and I'm actually going to select all the way down to here, and I'm going to say Command 1, and it's going to paste that grade all the way across. So that's a way to speed up your workflow, but let's move on. This clip already looks good. I'm not going to touch it. Let's just move on. So now we're on this clip here. I like this, but let's use this one as an example of what you can do without a LUT. So we're going to start with a blank canvas here, and I'm going to go into my color wheels, and the first thing I'm going to do here is when I look at this, I see it could be brought down a little bit. So I'm going to bring down my gamma, and then I'm going to bring down my lift, And I do that, I do that so that it doesn't affect the entire curve, compared to if I push down the offset. I can do that, and that's just fine, and then I can add contrast afterwards. But just my preference has been instead to bring down my gamma, to bring down my lift, and that ends up looking like it adds the contrast in a healthy way without without having to do too much other work. So I really like this image already, and the one tweak that I might make is just pushing the whole thing a bit warmer, because the scene during this sunset really was warm, as my wife was riding a bike. And let's go in now and say you don't like the way that the grass is looking. So let's go to the hue versus hue tab. And just a quick breakdown on what these mean here. These different tab options that you have on every program where you do color grading is hue versus hue. What it's going to tell you is this is what you're affecting. The first one is what you're going to affect. And when you hear hue, just think of color. So hue versus hue. So you're going to change the color to a new color, or you're going to change the color to a new saturation level, or you're going to change the color to a new luminance level. So you can go all the way down and do that, but that's a helpful way of thinking about it. So let's take a pick here and see, okay, so that grass really is a pretty perfect green, but let's say you maybe want to change it. I'm going to right click or two finger click that to get rid of it. Let's say you want to make that grass, a warmer tint. So you just lift your hue just a little bit. That makes it much more blue. That's not desaturating it, it's making it blue. And you can see that on the waveforms over there. And this is going to warm up that grass just a bit. I like how blue it is right now, but maybe a little bit more warmth would be good. So that looks really good. And now let's see this sky. If I wanted it to be a little bit more pink because of the sunset and how pink it was, I would bring this down instead of bringing it up. The teal look, the cyan sky, is oftentimes bright daylight, but this pink look to the sky is kind of a signature sunset, especially here in Kansas or in the Midwest of the United States. So yeah, I'm going to change that hue just a bit, and I'm really liking the way that this image has come together overall, and I did it without a LUT. So that's what that looks like. But I could go in here and I could fine tune it even further, because maybe I don't want this to be as pink as the sky is, and so I'll just go towards my green a little bit, and you can see what's happening in the shadows there. And this is the log tab, so it's going to be your finer tuning adjustments. And now this one, let's see, I'm going to reset this. Actually, I'm just going to reset it here on my primaries wheel. And I like that with just the LUT applied, although I would maybe bring the gain down just a bit and warm it up just a touch, and gamma down just a bit. I love that. So now let's go on to one of these log clips, and first I'm going to show you how to grade it with a LUT, and then I'm going to show you how to grade it without. So let's add a new node, and let's go in here to this node, and let's open up our LUTs, and let's just put on the conversion LUT free from Fuji, and then let's go to this first node here and make our corrections now on that first node so that this LUT is processing the footage as best as it can. So this is corrected log footage, and that's log footage without any correction. And you can see in the waveform, it's way too bright. So bring that down just a bit. Now you apply the LUT, and it ends up looking really good. And now, on top of that, you can add a new node. You can add a new node on top of that. And now you can add some stylistic preferences. You can make it warmer, or you can make it cool. You can even put a LUT on at this point. And if you want to adjust the strength of this LUT on top, you just go to your key here and you just turn it down, to 80%. So now that's with and without my LUT added on top. So that looks pretty good. But let's say that you're not going to use LUTs to color grade your log footage. So first, I'm going to start with my contrast, because that's clearly what's missing from a log image, most obviously. So when you add that back in, already you're looking pretty good. But now we need to just boost the saturation just a touch more. And that is looking pretty good right away. But the color just is a little bit off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with a basic movement here on the gamma curve towards something a bit more warm and maybe a little green leaning. And I really like this, but I still see minor tweaks that need to be made. So this is looking good in the majority of the image, but here in this tree it's looking a little bit muddy. So I'm going to bring down the shadows, and then I'm going to move them a little more towards, let's see, I'm going to bring down the shadows, and then I'm going to move them just a little more towards a magenta and blue, and that looks really good. So that's before and that's after, and there's no LUT involved here, just contrast, saturation, and then some color adjustments. And I didn't even have to touch the HSL, but if I wanted to stylistically, I could come in here and I could make that just a bit more warm there, and then I could make the sky just a bit more pink, as it was at sunset. And now if I turn that on and off, on and off, you can see that I don't love that look, so I'm going to turn it off, but shows you that you can do a little more stylistic grading there. Now another way to speed up your color grading workflow, I'm going to Command C. I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to go to my next clip, and I'm going to click Command V. So that just pastes that single node. It doesn't bring any other attributes with it. This does not affect warp stabilizer or the stabilizer built into Davinci. This doesn't impact that. It doesn't copy that or transfer it. And it also doesn't do more than one node. So if I add a node here and I say Control Copy and Control Paste, it's just going to paste whatever you've copied, the one node. But now, let's say that you want to make a change to both of these edits, but they have different node structures. So the easiest way that you do this, let's say you get to the end of a project and you're like, the whole project was awesome, it just needs to be a little bit brighter. So what you would do is you would add a new node, and here make that adjustment. So maybe you want your image just a bit brighter, so you turn up that offset. Now you're going to, we'll make sense of this in a second, but what you're going to do is you're going to delete that node, and you're going to grab a still, and now you're going to click Command Z to bring that node back. And now inside of your gallery you have here a still that you can use when you right click to either apply the grade, and this is a situation where instead of using the memory function, you could also just save a still and you could apply that grade to multiple clips. Here's how that would work. You would Command Shift and then go here and you right click and you'd say apply grade. Okay, so that's how that works. But let's say that you just need to make a minor adjustment. So now what you do is you select all of these clips and you just append the node graph. And what that's going to do is it's just going to add whatever still that you have here. It's going to add that node graph to the end of all of the footage that you've selected. So this is great for minor adjustments at the very end of a project that you just need to make a quick correction on. You can do something like this. I will warn you though, you cannot mass undo. You can't undo that on a whole scale. You have to do it from clip to clip. So anyway, there are your 3 tips for Davinci Resolve speeding up your color grading workflow. And that's how I do it. That's how I speed up my coloring workflow. That's how I color grade. I hope this was helpful. If it wasn't, please let me know how I can help in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I would love to help you out. If you want to see any more content like this, let me know. If you have ideas or suggestions for me, leave them below as well. And I'll see you in the next video.